Welcome to the vlog. It is Tuesday. I am way behind on where I should be as far as content on all platforms. But today I'm going to try to film my May TBRs. Again, that's late. That's life. I have to pick my kids up from school this afternoon, so I'm on a short window, but I wanted to get the vlog started. So you'll see me do some video, probably some editing, do some reading. I am going to, right before I started filming, I got some book mail, which is the Fairy Loot April box, I believe. So I am going to open that for you. And then I also got the adult box yesterday, the book only from Fairy Loot. So I'll show you that as well. So I guess we'll do that. So this is the April adult book only. I'm not sure. Let's open it up. So yes, this is April. So the theme is Divine Power. White cover. This is the book I'm thinking of. This is really like opposite. Ooh, it is. Okay, so the April book is The City of Dusk by Tara Sim. I do have this. I was intrigued by the synopsis when this book released. So I will tell you on the back it says, for each realm there is a god, and for each god there is an heir. And look at this cover. So let me show you, hold on, let me show you the comparison. Okay. This is the paperback edition of City of Dusk. How cool is that? Look at those, it's just black solid edges. Alright, let's take a look at this here. Ooh, look at these end papers. Pretty. Those are like little skulls. That's cool. And, oh, it also has a bookmark, so that's nice. I like when they come with bookmarks. Okay, so this book is the first in a trilogy. And the four realms, life, death, light, and darkness, all converge on the City of Dusk, ruled by the four noble houses of Nexus. But the gods have withdrawn their favor from the once vibrant and thriving city, and without it, all the realms are dying. Unwilling to stand by and watch the destruction, the four heirs, Risha, a necromancer struggling to keep the peace, Angelica, an elementalist with her eyes set on the throne, Tasia, a shadow-wielding rogue with rebellion in her heart, and Nick, a soldier who struggles to see the light, will sacrifice everything to save the city, but their defiance will cost them dearly. Okay, this sounds great. I have been intrigued by this, but I forgot. I'm hoping that this is like multiple point of views. I'm assuming it is, possibly. But yeah. Alright, so that is the April adult book from Fairy Loot. So, here's the peek inside. Alright. So, this is the spoiler card. I'm not going to read it. But the theme is bittersweet. So, yes, this is the April. Alright, so first we've got Threads of Fate. Ooh, playing cards. Ooh, this lighting is gonna... see if I can get the glare off there. Okay, let's see. Ooh, look at that. The red... I don't know if you can see it, but it's like red gilded edges. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so they're just regular... Look at that. Ooh. Okay, so it looks like the only ones that are like artistic are the face cards. So here is a Jack. Look at that artwork. Wow, that's so pretty. They are, each one is different. So you've got some different, I'm not going to go through and show all these, but good Lord, these are pretty. Alright, next we've got a pin. Ooh, Strange the Dreamer moth pin. Oh my god. Oh my god, look how pretty this is. Oh wow, look at those colors. Oh, that's so gorgeous. I can't wait to put that on my pin banner. Wow. Designed by Jez Hawk. So pretty. And then we have, ooh, a night Circus Tea Tin. I love these little tin trays. I think they're just so cute. This one is from the Night Circus. So it says, and there are really never endings, happy or otherwise. Oh, I love those colors. Ah, that's cool. Okay, so one more thing. Oh, it looks like we got more than one book in here. Okay, Heart Fairy Lights. These are always fun when they do these. I've got some moon ones that they did last year, but there's the little hearts. Those are cute. The first book, which is Paperback, An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Penn. I've seen this, but I really have no idea what this is about. But I mean, look at those teal sprayed edges. Wow, that's so pretty. It is signed. Hunter Yi has perfect aim with a bow and arrow, but all else in his life veers off course. Haunted by his family's past mistakes, the only things keeping him from running away are his younger brother, a supernatural wind, and the bewitching girl at his new school. Luna Chang dreads the future. Graduation looms ahead, and her parents' expectations are stifling. Then her life is turned upside down by the strange new boy in her class, the unearthly fireflies that follow her around, and an ominous crack that begins to spread across the town of Fairbridge. As Hunter and Luna navigate the feud between their families and uncover hidden secrets, everything around them begins to fall apart. All they can depend on is their love, but time is running out and fate will have its way. It says this is a spellbinding reinterpretation of Romeo and Juliet. Ooh. Filled with romance, magic, and Chinese mythology. If you've watched I think it was in my newbie tag, I have started reading a lot more books and really, really enjoying the ones that have like Japanese or Chinese mythology mixed in. Prior to reading those, I really knew virtually nothing about that, but I find that I really enjoy those types of stories, so I am interested in reading this. All right, so there's one more item in here, and then we'll get to the actual book. So this is, oh wow. Oh, now this is useful. This is a basket. Let me get it open here. It's collapsed. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so this is obviously inspired by Addie LaRue. So you've got this little, that's a nice size, got handles on each side. So the quote says, "What is a person if not the marks they leave behind?" So, yeah, that very useful item. For the book, I'll just go ahead and show you. So last month started a new tarot series. So this is the background of the tarot cards now, which, oh, they're so gorgeous. And this one we have the Emperor and the High Priestess. And I'm not sure, is this Daughter of the Moon Goddess? Yeah. Chang and Liwei? I'm so bad at pronouncing names. From the Daughter of the Moon Goddess. Yes. Oh, those are so pretty. Okay. Now, let's open up the book. Okay, so in there we've got the Fairy Scoop, of course. We've got the author letter with some character art. Oh, okay. This is a book that I've seen everywhere, but I read the synopsis and I wasn't really intrigued. But now that I've got it, I might have to read it. This is a pretty edition. And that is Bloodscion by Deborah Fellay. But look at that cover. It's pretty. The blue. I like that color blue. It's nice and bright. Then we've got signature and some interesting end papers. They're the same. Let's see. Do we have... Oh my god. Okay, so the Naked book is like prettier than the Dusk jacket, I think. Look at that art. Wow. And it also has some reverse art on the back. You know, this almost looks like sci-fi. Is this a sci-fi? Okay, so it says, "I am a descendant of Shango, the god of heat and fire. I am a living inferno. I am a dead girl walking." 15-year-old Sloane can incinerate an enemy at will. She is a scion, a descendant of the ancient Orisha gods. But under the brutal rule of the Lucius, her identity means her death. Her mother knew as much. She disappeared trying to hide Sloane's truth. Sloane, too, has hidden her abilities, but on her 15th birthday, she is conscripted into the Lucius army. Once taking, Sloane must not only conceal her power, but overcome the bloody challenges of Lucius training. But if she can infiltrate the Lucius, she could destroy her enemies, the people who think of her as less than human, the overlords responsible for her mother's disappearance. Sloane rises through the ranks and gains strength, but in doing so risks something greater, losing herself entirely and becoming the very monster she abhors. Okay, so I'm guessing this is Orisha. I think that's Nigerian mythology, is it not? You can correct me if I'm wrong. The back blurb says, "This is what they deserve. They wanted me to be a monster. I will be the worst monster they ever created." So, let's see. Roseanne Brown, who wrote A Song of Wraiths and Ruins, said, "Equal parts soaring fantasy, heart-pounding action, and bloody social commentary, Bloodscion is a triumph of a book." Okay, so now I'm intrigued. So anyway, that is the Fairy Loot April box. So I'm going to go over the Desert-A-Thon hosted by Esme over at Bookish Buddies. I will link her announcement video in the description box below. I'm also going to go over my picks for the 48-hour Becca's Bookopoly-a-thon that she is hosting towards the end of May. And again, I will also link her announcement video in the description box below. Let's get into the Desert-A-Thon. Alright, so for the Desert-A-Thon, this is my first time playing. I've never heard of this readathon prior to a couple weeks ago, but I was intrigued. So in the description box below, in that video, she provides you with links to some printables, including the game board and the game cards. So I went ahead, printed off the game board, and I laminated it. And then I also have the prompts printed out, and I laminated those as well. I'm going to roll, so I will insert the footage here in a moment. But we have Sky, who is my little teeny tiny creature. It's the only thing I could find, okay? And I stole it from my kids. Shh. And then I also have a D20. I tend to read fairly quickly depending on the book, so I want to get through the board. I'm kind of hoping to not have too many prompts to get to, so let's hope we can do well. I'm going to insert the footage now. However, there are 4 teams. So we have Team Lion, Team Scorpion, Team Camel, and Team Elephant. Team Lion is hosted by Sasha the Wild Sasha. Again, I'll link her below, and she is going to be my team leader because I have decided to be a part of Team Lion. Now, the point of the teams, each team has a perk. So for Lion, it is Hear Me Roar. So one time during this, if I get a prompt or a card I don't like, I have the opportunity to roll again. But again, it can only be used once per round. So we're going to make sure we try to save that for a good one. Here is the footage of me doing my first roll. Alrighty guys, let's do our roll and find out what our first one is going to be. Okay, we've got 12. We're going to go all the way over here, and we've got a yellow prompt. Alright, let's see what this says, because I don't think this is going to focus. Alright, so as you saw, I rolled a 12, which gave me a yellow prompt. So I have pulled this card, and it is to read a book that I have had for years. So let's see, what is a book that's been on my shelf for the longest? Okay, so I decided, because I always do this in readathons, to try to fit in graphic novels. And Nimona is one of the last graphic novels that I have on my shelf that I have not read yet. And this was the first one that I put on my shelf, I want to say like 2-3 years ago. So yes, this is what I'm going to read for the first prompt. So this should be able to go pretty quickly. Alright, now let's move on to the Becca's Bookopoly. Bookopoly-a-thon? Hold please. This readathon starts on May 21st and ends on the 22nd. Again, this is only a 48-hour readathon, and it is going to be a live readathon. So every 4 hours there'll be a different host, and the roles are going to be she's going to do her roles at different times throughout. And again, it's all that information is in her video linked below. However, we do start off with 2 prompts. So the first prompt is to read a short book. I think it was under 200 pages. So again, I get to add a graphic novel. So for this one, I'm going to be continuing reading Monstrous, which is a dark graphic novel. It has been a while since I read the first one. I may actually reread the first one because I think I read it like summer last year. But I do know that I made it up to volume 4. So that is what I'm going to be reading for the first prompt. Our second prompt for the readathon is a book about gods as a main character. I'm trying to think of what I can read because in all honesty, I have a book that would fit that prompt, but I just don't want to read it, and that would be Lore by Alexander Bracken. I've been meaning to read that for a while. This is really the only thing I have that would match this prompt, and this is Lore by Alexander Bracken. Every 7 years, the Aegon begins. As punishment for a past rebellion, 9 Greek gods are forced to walk the earth as mortals. They are hunted by the descendants of ancient bloodlines, all eager to kill a god and seize their divine power and immortality. Long ago, Lord Perseus fled that brutal world, turning her back on the hunt's promises of eternal glory for her after her family was murdered by a rival line. For years, she pushed away any thought of revenge against the man, now a god, responsible for their deaths. Yet, as the next hunt dawns over New York City, 2 participants seek her out. Castor, a childhood friend Lore believed to be dead, and Athena, one of the last of the original gods, now gravely wounded. The goddess offers Lore an alliance against their mutual enemy and a way to leave the Aegon behind forever. But Lore's decision to rejoin the hunt, binding her fate to Athena's, will come at a deadly cost, and it may not be enough to stop the rise of a new god with the power to bring humanity to its knees. It sounds interesting. I just don't know that I'm in the mood. I'm going to put this on there tentatively, but there is a possibility if I can find something that intrigues me more, I may do that. Hi guys. Okay, so it's later in the afternoon. I was able to get 2 videos filmed. If you hear any noise in the background, well, that was some crazy timing. I wonder if I should leave that in. Anyways, if you hear noise in the background, I have the AC running. It is 91 degrees down here today, so yeah, there's no way I'm gonna sit in this car with no air conditioning. I'm here to pick up my kids today, and I always try to get here early, so they get out between 2:45 and 3, and it's currently 10 after 2. So I've given myself a little over a half an hour to do some reading. So I brought with me 2 books. So anyway, I'm going to sit here and start this, maybe complete it. I don't know, we'll see. It's about 250 pages. If I'm not feeling the vibes or I change my mind, I also brought the Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. I'm really intrigued by this. I've been wanting to read this ever since I saw it come out. Now, this one is for the May the Force Read With You readathon. This was for the prompt to read a horror or a thriller, I believe. So, yeah. So I'm going to sit here and do just a little bit of reading. I'll kick into a montage with some music, and yeah, let's see how much we can get read here. So I haven't started reading this yet, obviously, but I read the back. One of the characters in here is named Sir Ambrosius Goldenloin. Are you kidding me? Isn't this a middle grade? Am I the only one that finds that odd? Anyways, okay. Back to the music. Okay, so I've made it 100 pages in. I'm on chapter 8, and so far this is actually surprisingly more plot driven than I thought. This does read like a middle grade. So Nimona here is Blackheart, Lord Blackheart's assistant or apprentice. She talks him into letting her be his apprentice, and they're in the middle of a long-term plan to bring down the institution of law enforcement, who everybody thinks is this great, wonderful government society, I believe. It's really cute. I love her fervor and her excitement for villainy. I think it's really cute how they have brought these two together. You have two totally different people. Lord Blackheart is kind of aloof and quiet and wants to follow the rules, and Nimona is all about breaking every rule. In her eyes, we're villains, right? Shouldn't we? Since when do villains have rules? So I'm really enjoying this. One of the prompts for the May readathon, May the Force read with you, is one of my prompts is I have to read a book only at night. So for that prompt, I am reading Empire the Vampire, which is another book that I'm very excited and intrigued by. I've made it about 50 pages in. I'm finishing up some reading sprints that Break Even Books is hosting with the other two co-hosts. We got Steph from Books with Apples or Coffee Over Apples. What is that? Steph with Coffee Over Apples, and then Leslie from The Nerdy Narrative. So I only got to participate in the first 30-minute reading sprint as I was helping my kids with homework, but I did get a chance to start the Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. And I heard lovers of true crime will get a kick out of this thriller that oozes atmosphere. So this is starting out to be a different story than what I expected, and I'll tell you, I never did read the synopsis, but I did right before I started reading it, and what I thought this book was going to be, I'm thinking it's not. But I did start, I got up to page like 19, which is like the third chapter maybe. But this blurb talking about the atmosphere is so true. That first chapter really gives you some creepy vibes, and it really does like set the tone for a really creepy read. So I'm really excited to read some more of this. I don't know if I'm going to get to read much more tonight. I really wanted to finish the other book that I'm working on that I had started earlier today that I had showed you, which is the graphic novel Nimona. And I never got past the 100-page mark that I had earlier today when I updated you. So right now I'm going to read some more of that, and then I'm going to get ready for bed. So I'm going to leave you here. I finished reading Nimona last night, the graphic novel for my first roll of Desert-A-Thon, which was to read a book that I've had for years. I finished it. It was cute. I believe it is a middle grade. If it's not, it definitely read like a middle grade. The story started off strong and was strong the whole way through until the end. And I'm just not happy with it. It's like you build up, and I felt like, now this is all my opinions, but I felt like the whole graphic novel, you're build up to this big, like, crescendo of an ending, and it was just kind of meh for me. I don't feel like we got the full story of Nimona's background, and maybe that's what the author intended, I don't know, but I was looking for more of a reason. I like to know why things happen, or who someone is, or what type of creature, person, thing, whatever that they are, and I just feel like that was just kind of left to interpretation, which is not my kind of story. Anyways, I still gave it 3 stars because I did still enjoy it. I thought it was really cute. The art style was very different. It was simple but effective. So I came home, and I'll insert the clip here. The board. So I started at 12 and I got a roll of 14, which moved me up to 24 or 25. And that prompt, it was an orange color. So that prompt is to read a book with a warm word in the title. So as you know, I'm already participating in the May the Force Be With You readathon. I don't know why I have such a hard time saying that. Anyway, one of the prompts in there is to read a sci-fi. So I wanted to continue my read of the Aurora Cycle series, and this is book 2, and it is Aurora Burning. So obviously burning is a warm word. So thankfully I won't have to add another book to my TBR. This one is already on there. I'm very excited to start this. I finished the first one, which is Aurora Rising, last month. Absolutely love the story. So tonight I will probably be doing a little bit of editing. I'm probably not going to start this tonight because I do want to read a little bit more of Empire of the Vampire. As you know, I can only read that at night, so that is what I'm going to be consuming this evening. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much all that's going on. It was kind of a quiet day today. So yeah, let's see. I do need to sit down and do some admin stuff here tonight, and again, some editing, so that's what we're going to do. Until later, guys. Hi guys, I was wrapping up this vlog and I realized I never really did a proper outro, so here it is. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it's not too chaotic for my first vlog. I don't know, we shall see, but I hope you all have a good day or night wherever you are, and I will see you back soon for another video. Bye!